Hey everyone, it's Allie and welcome to my channel. Today I want to do a little fireside chat, sadly, because it's still freezing out. It was snowing today here in Ohio, and yeah, we were very much teased with spring last week, but it's been very cold over the last like 3 or 4 days. So that kind of stinks, but I was very much feeling like cozying up to the fire today, and I felt like just kind of doing a little bit of a chat today, kind of in connection with the last fireside chat I did, which you guys responded really well to. I was very surprised but very grateful, and that video, if you missed it, was me kind of talking about how I got here, how I got to get into YouTube and writing and reselling and doing some freelance work, like what in my life led me to this point. And a lot of you guys seem to really resonate with a lot of the things that I was saying, especially if you are watching this as a fellow reseller. I don't think many of us, like as kids, were like,
yeah, I'm gonna resell used clothes or used goods or whatever.
As an adult, you just don't really think about a lot of these specific ways you can make money. So today I want to talk a bit less about myself and just more in general, how the heck to know what to do with your life. And I'm not completely talking out of my butt here, because if you've been watching me for a while or you saw that last video, you know that my background actually is in psychology and counseling. I do have a master's in counseling. I didn't work in that career for a super long time, but I did learn a good bit along the way, things that will help me in my life, I know, and hopefully some things that I can share every once in a while with you guys to hopefully help you throughout your lives in some way. And so yeah, like I said, today I just want to talk about how to know what to do with your life. And I think this video could be applicable to younger people as well as people who are 70, 80, 90 years old, who are just kind of feeling stuck. Maybe you want a change, but you're not really sure what that change should be or how you should get there. So first off, I just want to say you are completely normal. If you are feeling right now like, I just don't know what to do, I don't know what I'm good at, I don't know what I should be doing, I don't know what is best for me in my life or what I should be doing now to better my future self. And so I'll say, just breathe, take a deep breath. Where you are right now, you've already gained so much experience in your life, you have so much knowledge from all that you have gone through, and that experience and knowledge has helped make you the person that you are today. And I'm betting that you are a pretty dang good person, and the world is in fact a better place with you in it. So never ever feel like you are not important enough or a waste of space or anything like that. You are important and you are needed in this life. You have so much to offer that you don't even know about. And hopefully through this video, I will maybe give you some ideas on how to learn more about yourself. And with that segue, I will definitely say that before you can really even think about what you should be doing, what your next step should be, you must first really get to know yourself a little bit better. And even if you are an older person, I'm betting that there are things about yourself that you just don't even really understand because you just haven't taken a lot of time to get to know yourself. And that makes a lot of sense because in this world, in our society, that's not something that is really encouraged a lot. We're getting a lot better about it, but I do really think it's important to not only know your own strengths, but also know your weaknesses. We are, as a culture, moving towards,
ooh, look at everything that I'm wonderful at.
But it really is also important to know what you're not good at. And so if you're not really sure like what your personality really is and what your strengths and weaknesses might be, and how that might affect what you should be doing in your life, I would highly recommend taking a free personality assessment. I think the best one that is free is 16personalities.com. If you go on there, spend a little bit of time answering the questions the best that you can. I always hear when people take quizzes like that, they're like,
well, like some of the answers, like more than one answer is applicable.
I totally get it. I always feel that way when I take tests too. But if you just go with your gut instinct, if you just go with the one that you think is pretty much the best for you, you'll probably end up with very accurate answers to you. So yeah, first step, go on 16personalities.com. take the assessment, and it will give you a very, very detailed breakdown, even the free version, of what your personality means. And you will probably be shockingly surprised to be like,
wait, this is me. This is totally me.
And especially when you're going through those strengths and weaknesses, you might be like, oh yeah, I'm not that great at that. Or,
oh yeah, I think I am really good at that.
It will also give you some insight into how you have relationships with people. For me, as an INFJ, I know that my personality type kind of leads me to expect a lot, not only from myself, but from other people. And that is something that I knew for a while, but I think it took me a while to really realize, oh, I need to like back off on some people because I expect too much from them. And I needed to recognize that everyone shows love and care in different ways. But also on that 16 Personalities website, it can help you determine what are some good career paths that might be good for you. So for me, again, sorry to use myself as an example, but I'm the only one here, right? So my personality type is very nurturing. I don't like a lot of conflict. I don't like to be pushed too far out of my comfort zone. I kind of freak out when I am pushed out, so I like to be in like a safe environment with people that I feel comfortable with. I like to be more one-on-one with people. I don't really like to be in big groups, but I do want to make a difference in the world. That's a big thing for my personality type, is I want to leave this world having done something good for other people. And when I first read that, I was like, me, me, me. Like, I just want to help people. And so counseling was something that really came up for me, as well as teaching or just any kind of like childcare type profession, social work, all that kind of stuff is what the personality assessment basically said that I would be good at, which I then thought about and was like, yes, this makes sense for these reasons. So then once you kind of get an idea of who you are, what career paths might be good for you, you can use some other resources, and I'll have these linked down below, which can help you do a little bit more of like an in-depth dive into careers. One great free resource is the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which basically describes itself. You can go on there and see what the outlook is for certain careers. And you also just get a really, really deep dive into all these different careers that you might not have ever even heard of. Because unfortunately, I think a lot of us, we hear about, you know, the very generic careers. You hear about teacher, doctor, accountant. You don't hear about all these other possibilities that you can do. So for example, if you go on this Occupational Outlook Handbook website and you type in graphic design, you're going to get a deep dive on everything about graphic design. You're going to see the projected growth for that career. You're going to see the average salary. You're going to see what kind of education it takes to get into that career, and lots more helpful information. But one of my favorite things about this particular resource is that there's a whole tab for each individual career where you can go on, and it shows you a bunch of jobs that are related to that one. So if I went on to graphic design, it might show me a lot of other things that have to do with either art or, on the other side, more like computer, analytics, IT kind of things. So if you want to learn more about maybe more obscure careers, you can go on there and type in something that you might remotely be interested in, and then go on over and see the related careers tab and see things that are like kind of close to what you chose, but not quite. So that is a wonderful, wonderful resource that I would recommend. Again, it is free. There are some things that you can pay for to help you along the path of self-discovery and career exploration, but there's a ton of stuff that is free, so don't worry about paying for anything. Another fantastic resource is Career One Stop, and if you go on there, again, you can find lots of information about careers and what majors to go into a certain career, but it also will help you create a resume, cover letter, will give you interview tips. There are some more personality assessments on there, and it's just a general good place to get a lot of information. Again, the title of the website pretty much describes itself, Career One Stop. You pretty much can go on this website for any kind of career needs. And if you want to learn more about something, especially if you are a young person and you are just trying to get out into the workforce, trying to figure out what the heck you want to do with your life, I would definitely recommend something called informational interviewing. And that is where you find someone that is working in a job that you want, maybe for a company that you're interested in, and basically you just have a chat with them. It could be a phone call, could even be an email, you could ask them to coffee, and you just ask them about their job. Like, pretty simple, but you can learn a lot from someone who is working in the career that you're interested in. You could say, what's a day in your life like? What do you love about this job? What do you not like about this job? Have you ever thought about doing something different? So this is just a great way to get more information. In addition to that, you should definitely shadow people if you can. I could have avoided getting an entire master's degree probably if I would have done some shadowing, because I totally thought that I wanted to be a school counselor, but it did not take long once I started my internship to realize I really didn't actually want to do that, and it took me actually getting into the environment to figure that out. And if I would have just done that before I had basically finished a whole master's program, I would have been in a different spot. But you know what? We can't change the past. All we can do is focus on the here and the future. But that's something I want to say too. If you have a degree, if you paid a lot of money for a degree like I did and you're not using it and you feel bad about that, I can definitely commiserate with you as I'm paying my hefty student loans. It doesn't feel good. But like I just said, everything that we've done in our lives, every situation we've gone through has helped us become the person that we are today. And in the past, you might have thought that that was going to be a really good career for you. Maybe you worked in it for a while and you liked it, and now it just isn't the right thing for you anymore. That's so normal. That happens all the time. I can't give you an exact stat, and I'm a little bit too lazy to look it up right now, but on average, people change careers, not just jobs within a career, but full-on careers 5 to 7 times throughout their lifetime. So yeah, like I said, not jobs within a career, full careers. And if I really am analyzing myself, I'm on about career 3 already, and I'm not even 30 yet. But that's okay, because every step along the way, every decision I've made throughout my life has got me closer to here, which is where I'm super happy to be right now. Do I think that I'm going to be talking to my camera and doing all the other things that I'm doing right now forever? Absolutely not. And to know that I don't have to do this kind of stuff forever is a really freeing thing, because I think so often we think, oh, whatever decision I made at 17, 18 years old, whatever I went into college for, that's what I'm stuck doing for the rest of my life. Absolutely not. Please do not ever feel like you are stuck in what you are doing now. I could really go on a rant about all of this stuff, but I'm seeing that I'm already almost at 20 minutes, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up. What you really need to focus on in order to know what to do with your life is to figure out what is important to you. What do you want your day to look like? For me, I never really cared that much about making a lot of money. I just wanted to be comfortable, and I am super fortunate that my husband is able to be the big breadwinner in our family, but he genuinely really enjoys that, and he would not want to be doing what I'm doing. So I'm very lucky to be in this situation, and I know that not everyone is so blessed to be. But if you don't really care about making a ton of money and those big, important corporate doctor jobs don't really sound appealing to you, don't do them. Think about what's important to you. Do you have a lot of hobbies that you enjoy doing? Do you have a family that you want to spend more time with? You need to build your life and your career around those things. There are so many ways to live simply. There are all these people that are kind of going towards the tiny house movement, the van life movement, and for those people, it is working so well because they say, I love having no debt. I love working from home, you know, maybe part-time, and then exploring, hiking, doing all this kind of stuff. They don't care about building a ton of wealth. They just want to explore the world, and that works well for them. But what I'm really trying to say is try not to compare yourself too much to other people. Look at yourself, look at your own life, and figure out what is important to you. And like I said, build your life around that. I hope all this makes sense and that it wasn't too all over the place. All of those resources that I mentioned, I will have linked in the description. If you want to check them out, I would highly recommend, least of all, doing the 16 personalities assessment. Even if you know what your personality type is, I think sometimes it can be helpful to do those kinds of assessments again, just to kind of look again to see what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your relationships are like with other people, what you can be working on, all that kind of stuff. Just a good refresher. But if you'd like me to talk about anything else kind of related to this, Just let me know, leave any topic ideas down below. I really do have quite a fondness for just counseling in general, especially more career counseling, and I would like to help you guys in any way I can. But if you did like the video, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. It really does help my channel out a lot. But thanks again for watching, and I will see you Wednesday with a big old thrift haul. Bye!